All right, I think we are officially live. If you are in any chat, please jump over and let me know that we are connected. I've got TikTok here with some friends. Thank you so much for joining. I greatly appreciate you. I should be coming out live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So thank you all very much for joining. I'm going to try my best to start doing many more of the videos here, and I hope this brings some of you a little bit of value, hopefully a lot of value. I'll do a little bit of an introduction here for those that aren't following me. My name is Cole Evans. I am a marketer right outside of Nashville. I've been in the marketing space for a long time, over 20 years, and I help small businesses with all things comprehensive marketing. I have worked with small businesses for a very long time, and I have had the great opportunity to hear a lot of pain points from a lot of different business owners. Guys, thank you so much. Again, thank you. I see a lot of people loading in here on TikTok. Guys, thank you so much. Today, we're talking about the unsexy secrets of marketing success. Our friends on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, thank you very, very much. If you're not following my channel, please click subscribe and all the buttons and follow my channel. This is going to be about 10 minutes. Excuse me. It's not very long, but I did want to go through just a few things that in my experience on a daily basis, I work with a lot of different businesses in three primary verticals, okay? Home services, manufacturing, and healthcare. And while those are my three main verticals, I've met and spoken with and had the opportunity to kind of look behind the curtain with so many different businesses in so many different categories. And thank you all again so much for your attention and joining in. So the unsexy secrets of marketing success. The one thing is showing up. Business is hard, right? Running your own business is very, very difficult. I don't think most people get into business because they're like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. They get into it for a passion. They get into it for solving a pain point for a prospective customer, or they saw a pain point in their own life and they wanted to solve it and they created a business. Showing up every single day and putting out content on channels that most align with your target audience, that's not sexy. There's nothing cool about it, right? I'm not getting slapped in the face with a tortilla. Our friends on TikTok know what I'm talking about. I'm not doing a dance right here with the trending music of the day. That's not our thing. Um, there's nothing glamorous about consistently showing up and talking about your product and service in a way that both educates the top of the funnel, right? People that don't know who you are, that just kind of want to know a little bit more about what your product or service is, and nurturing all along their path until they are ready to buy your product or service, right? So showing up every single day and just putting out the content and and executing. There's nothing sexy about it, but it has to be done, and it is so so important to actually having marketing success. Next, exporting data. If you have heard any of my content, I am a data nerd. Thank you all so much on TikTok for joining in. I greatly appreciate you. Double tap the screen there and drop a heart if you like this content, if it's bringing you value. My friends on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, thank you very, very much. Another unsexy secret to marketing success is data, right? We have a ridiculous amount of data in our businesses. Businesses that I work with have a lot of data that they have in their accounting software, in their CRM, in their parts software. It really, everyone's got their own systems, but very few small businesses are exporting that data from all the places that they can and putting together a comprehensive understanding of what their data is telling them. Here's what I find when exporting data for companies across North America is most businesses have an aha moment about their operations. They have an aha moment about the line items of revenue in their business and the margins they are or are not making on those line items. There's also, when exporting the data, kind of this aha moment about the customer and the customer journey. A lot of business owners, okay, and you hear me say this a lot, ego over execution. And I say that because I have seen it firsthand. When the business owner or the marketing leader is so in their own way that they cannot allow their ego to get out of the way, they know the right, you're not going to tell me, I know more than data, right? That's ego over execution. And it is a really, really bad position to be in when um, it's a bad position to be in when you are attempting to make better decisions with, sorry, I had to turn on my do not disturb. When you're making better decisions with the information you have, when you know, because your data is telling you and you're supported, where your customers are actually coming from, when you understand much deeper into your customer and their journey outside of, hey, this is the product they bought, this is when they bought, and they bought these other things. It's there's nothing glamorous about getting into the data, right? There's nothing cool about it, but it is vital to marketing success. Getting your ego out of the way and making sure that you are taking data-based decisions on marketing your product or service, right? I'm sitting here on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, all channels for different types of creative, right? All channels for different types of messaging. Putting out one thing across all. Now we're going live, so it's a little different. But if you're copying and pasting on every single channel, you're missing out. That was 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago. Think about the channels, think about your audience, understand more about your data. Data, data, data. Align with a data partner and export your customer data. Look at how your customer data, your geography of service, how your products, how all of that align with your revenue lines and your marketing efforts. And it will be more beneficial for you. The customer journey. So I say this a lot. I've already done the funnel. People have seen me do this a lot. The customer journey is extremely important. Here's what we know, that overwhelmingly, I'll paint a big broad brush in saying this, overwhelmingly, businesses focus so much of their attention on the bottom of the funnel, right? Sale, sale, sale this Saturday. Come on by. This is kind of old if you've got as many gray hairs as me. This is how car dealerships used to sell all the time, because they would always buy all the commercials they could on the weekends, because weekends is when people, this is back in the old days, right? This is when the most attention was on viewership, because people were off work, and car dealers would come in and they would buy all the spots, and they would come in this Saturday, and when people bought cars. Today, we're buying cars on our phone and having them dropped off in our driveway, right? Marketing has changed. The strategies have to change with them. If you are still approaching your marketing today the same way you did just honestly 5 years ago, you are losing market share. Okay. Look at your funnel. How much of this is what I do with clients. I break their entire budget down on lead gen and demand gen, right? Branding, top of the funnel, and lead gen, bottom of the funnel. People that are ready to convert right now, they need your product or service, they're ready to buy from someone, hopefully you, and then everyone else, which is the overwhelming majority of everybody. They don't want your product or service today. I'm not going to go buy tires today, or a new shirt, or glasses, or a book. I'm not in the market for that today. But maybe a message will help put me in the market, or help me go down this other path. When I was thinking about getting books, I'm not going to get a book. I'm just going to get, you see where now the messaging kind of helps steer consumers in their direction. Nurturing your funnel, understanding what you're doing with your messaging, why you're doing it, and setting very, very clear expectations on the why. Very, very big. Guys, again, thank you so much. I'm about halfway done here. We're talking about the unsexy secrets of marketing. If you're one of my many friends on here, guys, double tap the screen. Thank you so much for the hearts. I really appreciate it. If you're one of my friends on TikTok, thank you so much. Thanks for following. On YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, thank you so much. I have not done a restream in a while, and so we're live on 4 channels at once. And it's a little nerve-wracking, but I am a practitioner and I am doing it. So next is sales and marketing, right? So aligning your sales and marketing team. I call this the boxing match of epic proportions, right? Their behavioral styles. Salespeople want to sell because the majority of their compensation is tied to commission, right? So when you have a behavioral style that is always going after trying to sell, 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 and ring the bell, as I like to say, it's not usually business knows that it is the epic boxing match, right? What I say is that's old school thinking. Don't think like that anymore, and put your marketing and salespeople in the same room together. Okay, so let me kind of start with some bullet points. You should not have a collaborative meeting about planning that is starts and ends in 60 minutes. Planning for a business takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes planning. It takes collaboration. Collaboration means to hear and talk back and forth with other people on your team, right? So many businesses are being dictated by, right? I cannot tell you the number of emails I have received this year alone from salespeople, top salespeople in organizations that have emailed me on how to approach the owners in their companies. This happens all the time. This is not new. It's not new to me. It's gotten my attention this year because of the emails that have come from the non-decision maker to help me get into the decision maker. It's happened multiple occasions, and it's because because people out there that are watching this, and this is maybe really touching home for them. Many business owners are in the way. They are in the way of new technologies, systems, resources that are truly needed to help their company go to the next level. The owners and leaders are in the way. A good collaborative, agenda based short and long term strategy always proves successful. When you have data to support your why, and you have understanding between the leader in your business development team and the leader in your marketing team on the wins and the whats, you can start putting the puzzle pieces together to understand where, in order for us to grow, right? So let's go top down. The owner says, and you can't have enough bullet points. You really can't. You can't have enough bullet points to come in and say of what the owner wants from the company. Again, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, guys, thank you all so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. If you're on one of the channels, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, drop a comment on one of the comment places. I'll have this better ironed out the next time I do one. But please let me know that you're here. I see on the dashboards that you guys are here, but drop a comment in there. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. When you put sales and marketing in the room together, and everyone can look at the list, and the list says the owner wants, she or he wants a 20% increase in revenue in this specific area of the market that's getting a new subdivision. I'm making that up. You want, again, very crazy detail. We want to increase our memberships for a certain service line by 11% with homeowners that have been in their home over 15 years, right? Crazy specific details, and you can't get enough of them. Keep loading those bullet points up, load them up, and then share them with your leaders in sales and marketing, and let them chew on it for a little bit. Okay, not same day churned out this list. Now we're on, and now we're talking. Not that. Okay, get organized, get a plan, get meetings and agenda-based schedule together, and allow your marketing team to do what all marketers are going to do, right? The marketer's going to edit everything, right? They're going to add a bunch of questions. The salesperson's going to do the same. Can't do that because we got to focus on this. We sold that before, it never worked. Whatever that thing is. But now we've got a dynamic document from both marketing and sales and the leader that is saying, this is what we need to be doing. Now you need to meet. Schedule multiple meetings where the three leaders, and maybe there's more obviously, but your owner and your leaders in sales and marketing. And I truly think there should be three. I really do. You don't need a 2-seat marketing and 2-seat sales. If there's division people, I get that. But for the purposes of this meeting, get your three main stakeholders in a room, narrow it down to three, and let's have that first meeting. Now, again, this is for those that have never had that meeting before. Okay, so it's all dependent on the size of your company and how you normally do things. What I have seen work, I have implemented for many years in many different size companies, is when you put a short and long-term plan together, and the key stakeholders in the company have buy-in. Yes, I know we need to do that because of this. Yes, I agree that our sales guys need to go sell this because of that. Here's what we know. Most people, while working for Friday, I hope that's not the majority anymore, but maybe it still is the actual majority. While that's still a thing, the majority of people, when surveyed, will tell you they want direction. They want to know that they are working for a greater thing. They want to know how their little piece of the puzzle is helping create the puzzle. They want to be led. They really, really do. They want to know that you are seeing them show up every day and do their thing. And when they can walk in the door and they can see the goals for this month, this quarter, this year posted up everywhere, you start seeing the needle move. I've seen it happen many times. It's about transparency. It's about consistency. It's about, as a leadership, the owner, the leader of a team, allowing your team or teams to see that maybe it's turning the Titanic, but maybe you're opening up a little bit. You're saying out loud to your team, I know I've been putting a lot of money in broadcast television all these years, and you guys have really been on me about putting dollars on Meta and TikTok and YouTube. Let's try that out. Let's see what that looks like, right? When your team hears leaders making changes, when they see and hear and on a regular basis that what they've given feedback in is now part of that comprehensive strategy and things are starting to change, you have alignment. Alignment is really, really great when it comes to marketing. It's not sexy. There's nothing sexy about meeting for hours and hours talking about the future, but it's vital to marketing success. Taking your data, understanding more about your customer journey, understanding more about your operations, all extremely important to marketing success. And I'll close out on this: comprehensive marketing, right? I always do the sandwich here when I do that, because most businesses, and again, I'm painting a broad brush here, but most businesses have a couple of those things really figured out. And in a lot of cases, have almost none of it all figured out, right? Now, we can't all figure everything out. I get that. But we also can't have this strategy on email marketing and this media buy going out over here and our website saying this and the side of our trucks say this. They're all over the place, because in some cases, the owner is being spread too thin. They made that decision 10 months ago, that decision 2 months ago, that the truck decision was 3 years ago. So much has changed since then, right? And lots of ins and outs in the company, turnover, opening a new location, all the things that come in business. So, what have we talked about? Here are bullet points. Here are our takeaways. The unsexy secrets to marketing success are showing up every single day and putting out content, creating content. Consistent quality content, you see on the ticker down here, consistent quality content does always win, but the content does have to be good. You can spend all the money you want. If you're putting out bad content, you're wasting money, right? Or putting out bad content, you're wasting money. So make sure that your message is authentic. Make sure it is resonating with the audience today, not 20 years ago, not 10 years ago, not 5 years ago, today. Resonating today. How much of your audience is between 25 and 35 years old? How much time is a 28-year-old or a 32-year-old homeowner making $150,000? How much time are they dedicating on one of these channels that you're watching on right now? Maybe it's a lot. Maybe it's none. It's a lot. How much money are you investing on those channels? How much of your story are you putting out on the channels where your target consumer's attention is now shifted? Comprehensive marketing always wins. Getting your teams together, getting your ego out of the way, supporting your decisions, both short and long term, on data, on your customer journey, on short and long-term goals. That is the unsexy secret to marketing success. It's not trending music. It's not dancing. Those things are awesome. And those things help some brands get big numbers. And that's great for my clients, for the thousands of business owners I've talked to over the last 2 decades. That's not it. And it's not going to be it anytime soon. Their business is boring. I don't care about them. And you don't care about them. Almost no business do we actually care about until we need them. So are you educating? Are you entertaining? Are you showing up at all? This is the question. I hope this quick live has brought you guys some value. Please drop me a comment on anything that you're on. I really, really appreciate you guys jumping on here. I'm going to try to do more of these as time goes on. And again, if you are on TikTok, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the hearts on here. I really appreciate it. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, thank you all very, very much.